Hello, my name is Jody Deanna. I'm 51 years old, and I was just diagnosed with severe aortic stenosis. Um, I had no symptoms, and I don't had no idea I had it. And what happened was, I was at my doctor's appointment, and he heard my heart murmur, and he said, "This is a really loud heart murmur." And I said, "I've always had a heart murmur, it's." And he's like, "No, every time you come back, it's getting louder and louder." So he sent me to get a sonogram. So sonogram came back, and of course, you look at your test results before the doctor sees it, and it said severe aortic stenosis. I looked it up. I'm like, what's going on? I guess I got the wrong information. I didn't know what was going on. So a cardiologist was calling me, and I hit it off the voicemail because I didn't know the number, and I just kept hitting it off the voicemail. Then I finally got the message, and it said that I've been trying to reach you. I really need to talk to you about your ultrasound report. I was like, okay. So I go in with my husband, scared, not knowing what was going on. And she told me that I have severe aortic stenosis. And I was like, okay, like, what is that? So she was telling me about, it could be, I could have been born with the birth defect. I could have got it genetically. And, they don't know how I got it or how long I had it for. But she's assuming as soon as my heart murmur started getting louder is when it started getting worse. So she's telling me, and I'm just like, me and my husband were just like, okay, is there medicine? Like, she's like, you know, trying to beat around the bush. And I wasn't understanding what she was saying. So, because I was like ignorant. I was like, yo, oh no, I don't have anything. Are you sure? And she said, let me break this down to you. What you have is worse than a cancer diagnostic. You don't have much longer to live. And I didn't believe her. I'm like, how is that possible? I'm 51 years old and I'm young. Like, I have no symptoms. I'm not shortness of breath. I don't have chest pain. I'm not dizzy. I have nothing. I was remodeling my house, cleaning, lifting furniture, doing everything that I've always done. So I was unaware of what was going on. So she said that this is serious. I don't have that much longer to live. I need to get this checked out. She told me I was a ticking time bomb. I'm like, how do you say that to somebody? Like, so I started crying because I was like, what? Like, it was a shocking. I have nothing, no symptoms, nothing. So I was unaware of what was going on. So then I see my husband's face and I'm looking at him and I see tears rolling down his face and he doesn't cry. He shows no emotion. He's one of those hard to read. But, I've been with him for over 30 years. We've been married and we've been together before we were even legal. So, we were, you know, together for a long time. And seeing him cry was like, he don't cry. I'm the one who cries. I'm the one who breaks down. But, you know, he was just overwhelmed. We didn't say much in the car on the way home because I was a mess. And I'm like, how are we going to tell our kids? I have a 27-year-old, a 23-year-old, and an 18-year-old. They're not kids, but they're my kids. So we decided to bring everybody down, tell them what was going on. My 27-year-old's a mess. He looks at me and he starts crying. Mom, you're everything to me. I could talk to you. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. I keep saying, look, I'm going to do what I can. And they have treatment that's out there. And I'm going to need a valve replacement and everything. So I went for a CAT scan. And they found that I also have a lot of calcium in my arteries. I'm like, oh, great. Add on to the more stress that I have. So then I started getting I never had a panic attack before. My kids have, but I've never. I mean, I'm strong. Like, I have no mental illnesses. Like, Nothing. So they're worried. They're breaking down. And my 18-year-old daughter and my 23-year-old son was like, "Oh, you got this. You're strong. You're young. You got this." They're not even worried. And so my oldest son is. And I had a little bit of a breakdown. Of course, that's a bad diagnose to take on. And it's scary. So I have to go for the cath procedure where they put a camera in your vein to go to your heart and just to see if it's if it's hereditary, if my kids got to look out for it, if I was born with the birth defect, or how this happened, because I am healthy. It's just a shock that I have nothing. I don't feel anything. I don't. But now I'm starting to get panicky, so I'm starting to feel my heart pounding. Just average of, being like anxious. And so it's hard to determine if it's my anxiety, is it my heart, what's going on. My poor husband's a mess. He doesn't really say anything because he doesn't know what to say. If I'm sitting there saying I'm scared, he's like, "I'm sorry, honey, I'm here for you." I mean, he doesn't know what to say or how to handle it, which I understand. But I figured I'd make a video so, you guys could be aware on, like, severe conditions that don't even have, like, I have no symptoms. Just be careful out there, and just, if you have a heart murmur and the doctor's telling you to go get an ultrasound, go get an ultrasound, because you never know. Like, and he says it's not rare. A lot of people have it. At 51, like, it's scary because, I'm still young. Like, and my kids, that both of my sons are in college, and they're, getting their lives started. And I got my daughter, who's just graduating high school this year. Phone calls are coming in. Just, started high school this year. I mean, graduating this year. And, she's going to be off to college. And we were talking about selling the house, moving to Myrtle Beach. I want the sun. And then this happens. Like, I'm taking care of my sister who's got cancer, and I'm taking her to her chemo. I'm helping her with her daughter. She just moved in. A lot's going on. So I figured I'd let you guys know what was going on, and I'll keep you guys updated. And it's better this way because less phone calls I have to tell everybody. And right now I'm not breaking down, so it's a good time right now where I'm not crying. I've been crying a lot and stressed out, and they tell you, doctors say, don't stress out. How are you not supposed to stress out over something like this? How are you supposed to keep calm? But if anybody has any questions or any information they can give me to help me out through this, I would really appreciate it, because it's just a lot. I live in Pennsylvania and I'm isolated from everybody. Like, I have the deer outside walking around, but there's nothing over here. So if anybody been through the same situation, or, have any insight for me or something, if you could just, leave me a message or something this way. I don't know. I don't feel alone, but I feel alone. I guess it's kind of therapy, helping me talk about it and get me through it. So I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for listening. Love you guys.